All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is when you watch this video. Just make it apply. Of course, we're always going to start out with a shout out to Otter Spirit. Thank you, Otter Spirit, for the crystals and everything. I know they're sending me some bracelets and stuff too that I'm going to be showing. But the two crystals that I love to wear, that I can wear all the time, is the rose quartz, which is really good at bringing in love and self-love, and the green jade, which is all about bringing in prosperity and abundance. Now, the green jade is the one that I fuck with more than anything because green jade is my natural energy. I naturally bring money into me, whether I'm doing a money ritual or not. Ever since I was a kid, money has always been drawn to me. Just a little story time. My dad had his own company. Um, and we used to do landscaping, and he had the big truck that has vacuums and stuff on the side. It's called a Sweet Master, and he had contracts with these organizations where he would go and clean their parking lots and everything while it was closed, making sure that the outside was completely cleaned before it opened back up. And so, because of that, because my dad had his own business, we have been working ever since we were in elementary. My dad, he used the fact that, he had a big family. It was 16 of us, all from the same mother and father. And, my dad was like, I'm going to teach these boys work ethics. And so, he had us out there with a bucket. We had our gloves on, and we would just be picking up all of the little stuff that the sweet master wasn't able to pick up. And so, of course, my dad was the one driving the Sweet Master. And, my brothers and I, we would have the blowers on our backs, and we would blow all of the trash from the sidewalk to put it on the parking lot in order for the Sweet Master to come in and vacuum that stuff up. And then all of the little stuff that the truck couldn't pick up, we had our little buckets, picking everything up. And of course, my dad kept us safe because when he was in that truck, you better believe he was always watching us, noticing where everybody was. And so, of course, I didn't understand it at the time, but now since I'm older, I really do thank my dad for instilling that stuff in us, because we have had to learn how to balance work and school ever since elementary. We did not have a regular, life. When we got out of school, we had to hurry up and come home and eat and do our homework. And right after that, we had to go to bed because we worked at night with my dad. My dad would let us sleep till like 12, 1 in the morning. And then, he would get us up and we would go out on the lots, and, we would work all the way up into school time. And so, I did this in elementary. I did this in high school. I stopped working with my dad once I was in about the 10th grade, because I started working, at fast food restaurants. And because of those work ethics that he instilled in us, all of us became managers at a very young age. I was a manager. I was an employee at Wendy's. I started working at Taco Bell, their call center. So I was the one that was taking the orders and stuff. I became a manager there. And then my senior year, I was a manager at McDonald's. And McDonald's was so well that, when I was trying to leave to go to the Navy, they were like, no, look, we'll put you in this manager program that will take you to the university that you can become a general manager. And they were like, you don't have to go into the Navy. You can do this track, where they were like, you can go into a full blown career because, you're so good. And, ultimately, of course, I still chose the Navy. Um, and so, just talking about the strong work ethics, now to get back on point, when we were out there on those lots, I used to always find crazy amount of money. And my brothers them used to always tell me, like, how the fuck did you find this? They were like, we were just over there picking all of the trash up. How the fuck did you find it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I would find like envelopes of money and I would always give it to my dad. I'd be like, look, daddy, I found this thing and they got like $600 in here. And it was like, like somebody deposited money from the ATM machine and just, dropped it out of their pockets or something without knowing it. I would always find large amount of money. And especially on the parking lots that it was like a bar or something like that was attached in that parking lot, because some of them was big they were big plazas where it had multiple things in there. And those plazas that sold alcohol, oh, I would always find money. It seemed like the drunks were always dropping something. And so so much money came to me that I used to always question it as a kid. I'm like, why am I always finding money? Like, my brothers them would find change here and there where they would find like $10 here, $20 here. It was always me that I was finding like $600, $900, $1,000. And they used to be like, what the fuck? Like, why is it that you find this with so much ease? And I have learned over the years that, that is part of my energy. I can't explain it. I don't know why it happens, but money is the one thing that follows me naturally. And so, when you know what follows you naturally, in order to enhance that energy, you wear crystals and things that complement that energy. And so money is the thing that follows me. So green jade, tiger eyes, which is really good for negotiation. Those are things that I constantly wear because of the energy that is inside of me that automatically attract these things. When it comes to rose quartz is one of the things that I always wear because it's not that love is in my energy. Love is my challenge. Love has always been the thing that has been very challenging for me. And because I know love is my weakness, I try to enhance that area by wearing crystals and things in order to bring in that love. And, especially with me, I grew up with a lot of, neglect. I grew up with a lot of things that, that happened to me that, made me question my self-worth, that made me question, love. There was so many situations where, there was a period that I hated my body. I used to hate looking in the mirror. I had very extreme low self-esteem that I would hate for people to even look at me. I felt so ugly and I felt so, out of place. There was a period that I thought I was fat, that I was throwing up my food and, going into the stage of anorexia. It has been a battle for me when it comes to, dealing with me and accepting me for who I am and, loving on me and appreciating me. And, majority of that, it came from my past. When I was younger, it was always things where it was like, I used to always hear words from people I loved that, would always say that, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. And, I allowed those things to marinate in my spirit that I start saying it myself. I was like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. And, I was nowhere near fat. I don't even know how that got into the mixture because I was a skinny dude. I was an ectomorph. I was like, 6 feet, 130 pounds. How the fuck can I be fat? I was a cross country runner and I was #1 in my state for cross country. I actually got a full paid scholarship for cross country. And I was also a track runner that I did the 400, the 800, and then I did the mile and 2 mile relay race. And I would always place there as well. And so I was always a very fit guy. But because of the things that people would say, it played with my image a lot. And, it's really damaging when it's coming from the people you love. I grew up with a developmental disability that, I did not get diagnosed for dyslexia until about the 6th or 7th grade. The only thing that, I knew and that my parents knew is that I could not read. It was a challenge for me to read, that I could read, and it was the craziest thing in the world. I could read big words because I could break them down and I can understand what it's saying. But the smaller words, I could not read. I could not guess what they were. It wasn't enough words in order for me to break those things down. And so I struggled with reading. That, they had to put me in special ed. I was in special ed all throughout elementary. I was in special ed all throughout high school because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out, well, I figured it out in the 7th grade, and because of that, of course, it came with a lot of teasing and taunting. The kids would tease me at school when it was, time for me to read, that it got to the point that, I remember I used to always, put my head on my desk and stuff like that and pretend like I was sleepy, just so that my teachers wouldn't call on me. And these bitches would still call on me and have me to read. And that's when I had to go into behaviors that, I had to start, cussing the teachers out, being the class clown and everything like that, just so that these motherfuckers can stop calling on me. I'm like, bitch, I'm finna fuck up this whole entire paragraph. Like, stop fucking calling on me. And I'm like, what's about to come next. The kids are going to tease me, and then I'm going to have to get up and beat somebody's ass because I stayed suspended for fighting. And I stayed suspended because of that, because you motherfuckers are keep putting me in a position that you're embarrassing me. And then when they tease me, now I got to beat their ass, and now I got to act up in your class. And now my parents is about to beat my ass for doing all of this shit. And so I thank God for my mother, is that, my mother, she's seen me struggling with, all of these educational things that just, it brought in the most negative spirits, and it really ate at me, where, my mom, she paid, out of pocket. My mom wasn't working. She used my dad money, but still, my mom paid out of pocket to get me, a tutor. And so my mom paid for me a tutor. My mom paid for me a speech therapist. My mom paid for everything that she could in order to understand why I wasn't comprehending things as fast as everybody else. All my brothers and sisters that was before me, which is 4 of them, and then the younger ones that was catching on, and I just wasn't getting it. And the speech therapist, the tutor, they took me through a lot of tests and everything. And then finally they were like, oh, this is the cause. He has dyslexia. And it was like, when people have dyslexia, it is a special way that you got to teach them how to read. Because, they were basically saying that, when people have dyslexia, they basically read everything backwards. And so once they start treating me for that, that's when all of a sudden I start learning how to read. That's when I started, doing the things that all my other brothers and sisters would do. And so, it was hard. Those times was extremely hard because, especially with having an identical twin, people used to always tease and taunt and say, well, he's the smart twin and you're the dumb twin, and so that played on my image. And so, it was a lot of things that really played, when it comes to self-esteem and stuff like that. And now since I'm an adult, oh, I don't take that shit from nobody. I don't allow people to, talk about me. I don't allow people to, like, even when people give some of the basic advice where they, like somebody left a comment and it's like, oh, I'm glad you, cut your beard. You look better with a nicer beard. Bitch, don't give me advice. And I'm not saying to that specific person, but, that's my personality now because I know where I came from. I know that I suffered a lot with low self-esteem, with not knowing my worth, with not loving myself. And I never again want to go to that dark place, that dark chapter of my life. And in order to stay away from that is you stop depending on people to give you validation. I don't look for people to give me validation. I don't look for people to give me compliments. I don't look for people to accept me. I don't look for people to tell me my worth. I don't look for people to pour into me. I learned over the years how to do it myself and to stop depending on people. You don't need to tell me how to dress. You don't need to tell me how I should look. I'm going to look the way I want to look. I'm going to dress the way that I want to dress. I'm going to do the fucking things that I want to do because I'm never going to get to that place again that I depend on people. Because when you depend on motherfucking people, your whole life is going to be falling apart and you are at their mercy, depending on how good or evil this motherfucker is. Never give your power away to anyone. You should have self-love, self-respect, self-worth, self-acknowledgement. You don't need to depend on people for that. I don't need to depend on anybody from social media to tell me that I'm a good reader, to tell me I'm a good priest, to tell me I'm this or that, because I know this myself. I know this because of my spiritual team. And so it's not being overconfident or being arrogant. It is learning from the past of realizing that when you depend on people, you are always at their mercy. And so you must see yourself in a better light. You must get confidence. You must build that strength within yourself. And so because of all of those things, that is the reason why I wear rose quartz. It's a reminder to me to always bring in self-love. That I don't need somebody telling me every single day that I'm cute and attractive. I can look in the mirror and tell or read that myself, and that is the importance. Sorry, my voice. That is the importance. And so now since I'm done with that, you guys learn more and more about me every single day. Baby, I'm not perfect. I struggled. The reason why I am where I am today is because I have learned from every last one of my lessons. I have learned from everything that life has forced me to learn. I was telling a client the other day where, she was giving me a compliment for all of my knowledge when it comes to spirituality, and how, she was like, look, I don't go to readers. And she was like, you are the only person that I feel comfortable, doing a reading and stuff for me. And it's because of how you present yourself. And it's because of the knowledge and everything that you know. And, even when I hear that from people, is that you don't realize, in my mind, it takes me back, because it's like, bitch, I'm here because of the shit that I went through. Somebody threw me under a spell. Somebody threw me under a curse, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I already knew that my love life was fucked up, but it wasn't that fucked up. Now, it wasn't that fucked up. It was still bringing people in, but it was just some fucked up situations. And so when the people were dry and I wasn't attracting people, I was like, I'm definitely not going back to low self-esteem, because that's not it. It's something else at play here. And that's when, I started getting dreams and everything, and I went to a Babalao, and it was revealed to me that, yes, somebody has done spell work on me. It was an ex of mine. And so that's when, I had to learn to break myself free. No, the one thing that you will learn about me, because of all of the neglect and abuse that I have went through in my past, I don't trust in humans like that. You would notice that every time I have a problem, it's very rare for me to run to a human. I always run to my altars. I always go to my Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. I always go to my Orishas. And at the end of the day, I don't care if people think it's right or wrong. Fuck what my Babalao say. Fuck what any priest say. Fuck whatever you motherfucker humans have to say. I'm going to believe the word of Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. I'm going to believe the word of the Orishas before I believe any of you motherfuckers. If you say something that my Orishas and my Igun haven't told me, what you said is completely out of my mind. I'm not believing that shit. I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. Maybe it's talking about somebody else in my energy, but it damn sure ain't talking about me. Because I have learned over the years the same thing that I teach you. Divination is confirmation. Your spirit team is never going to tell somebody else something that they haven't revealed to your motherfucking ass first. And so if they haven't revealed it to you, you better not believe the word of somebody that is coming and saying, thus saith the Lord, thus saith Arumula. No, bitch, you probably heard that from somebody else, or you just straight lying. But that's not the motherfucking word for me, and that is the strength that you must be in. You only accept what your team has already confirmed to you through dreams, through divination, through all of these other tools that they can reach you. And so, divination is confirmation. And so I've learned over the years to always depend on my spiritual team. And that's why I have such a close relationship with my Igun, my spirit guides, my ancestors, my Orishas, Yeshua, Oladumare, Olarum, and Olafi, because I am not the type to be under the mercy of someone else when I have already experienced at a young age what that feels like. And so I read every book known to man. I read every hoodoo book. I read every book on Santeria, every book on Sheshe, every book on Santeria. I read every single book on Palo Mayombe. That I read everything in order to learn these rituals, learn these ceremonies, to learn all of this stuff, so that I can be in the position that I am now, that I can protect myself against magic, that I can protect myself against curses. It had nothing to do with, it's a verse from Eminem where, and then, damn, now I forgot the verse. I forgot the verse that he said, but it was basically saying the same thing that I'm getting ready to say, where it was saying that I didn't do this for anybody benefit. You're just benefiting from it. I didn't do this for anybody benefit. I did not learn this stuff saying I'm going to be a teacher one day. I didn't learn this saying I'm going to be a priest one day. I didn't learn this saying, you know what, I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to teach everybody that's lost. No, you're benefiting from my struggle. You're benefiting from my pain, because I only learned this shit because of what was personally happening to me. And now I'm just in a position to help other people. But the goal was never to help anybody. The goal was a very selfish goal. It was to get me out of this motherfucking energy and to learn enough that it will never happen again. That is the one thing that you will learn about me, is that when I go through something, not only do I learn how to get out of it, I learn how to never go through that darkness again. And that's what some of you must learn. The one thing that I wanted to talk about as well at the beginning of this, and I know some people is going to be like, oh, he's teaching in the beginning. Well, somebody in the chat is going to tell you when the reading is going to start. But this is going to definitely be for someone. I'm keep getting dreams where it start with me like being in my truck and stuff like that. And no matter what fucking dream it is, my truck is keep turning into a bike. And so it's like, whether I have me and Elijah in the truck and somebody else, it starts with me being in the truck and then it turns into a bike. And everybody is still on the bike. I'm still paddling Elijah on the bike and everything like that. And I'm like, Spirit, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, there's a lot of things, everything in my dream I understand, but why are you keep showing me dreams that my truck is turning into a bike? I'm like, that is the thing that I don't understand. And I'm like, I need you to help me to understand that in order to wrap all of these dreams up and to understand what it is that you're going through. What is the lesson that you're teaching us, Rashad? When you get lost on specific aspects of your dream, go to your altar and tell them, reveal it to me. Speak to me without it being a riddle, and let me know what it is that you're trying to convey to me so that I can deeply understand what it is that you're saying so that we can move past this lesson. And so what the ancestors was revealing to me, they were like, you got to think about it. When it comes to your pickup truck, This is something external. This is something that, this is machinery that is doing all of the work. All you have to do is hit the gas pedal and it goes. All you have to do is hit the brake and it stops. That this is an external force that is doing all of the movement and all of the power from you. And every single time in your dream, when it transfers from you being in your pickup truck to now being on a bike is manual. A bike is your willpower now. It is using your legs. It is using your quads. It is using your calves. It's using your hamstrings. It is using your whole body now to carry not only you, but carrying everybody else that you have on that damn bike. And so what Spirit is saying is that these dreams are telling you that you are mastering what you are supposed to master, that you are taking the elemental forces, the external forces, and you are merging it with your own willpower now, and that willpower is making your willpower stronger. And so it's like every single time in your dream that you are starting off in your truck, but now this thing turned into a bike, it is saying that your power is increasing. It is saying that your willpower have the same strength as the external forces to still carry all of these things, because you are learning how not to just use the external force, but to take the external force and to merge it in with your own personal power, and it is now making your personal power stronger. And so I was like, thank you. Why couldn't we just say that in a dream? And so I'm like, thank you. It has been riddling my mind of what you guys are meaning by this truck is keep turning into a bike and I'm paddling everywhere. And I'm like, thank you for finally revealing that. And now it goes on to the next message where Spirit was telling me is that when you are doing these rituals and stuff like that, after the ritual, it is always an omen. An omen is always going to appear, which is going to be a good omen or a bad omen that is going to let you know whether this spell is going to work or this spell is not going to work. It's going to let you know if this spell is going to manifest what you want or if this spell is going to manifest you a curse because you should have never been doing this shit. Your omen is always going to appear to you. And Spirit was telling me as well, Spirit was like, you got to look at the manifestations of your omens. And Spirit is like, have you not noticed how your omens are more powerful? Your omens come as a powerful sign that, Spirit was like, when you used to first do this thing, like with water deities and stuff like that, you would only see little puddles of water here and there. But now every single time that you work with that element of water using Oshun and Yemaya and Olakun, your omen is always huge. There's pipes that's breaking. There is faucets that's coming off the wall. And now this large amount of water is falling on your truck. Spirit is saying that this is showing that your power is increasing significantly. And this is what makes your rituals even more powerful, is that you are putting your personal power and your personal energy into these things. Even when it came to the birds, Spirit was like, it wasn't one or two birds that came to you. It was a whole damn community of birds that revealed themselves to you and said, this is your omen. And Spirit is saying, when you are getting such a powerful omen like that, it is showing you the strength of your ashe. It is showing you the strength of your power. And sometimes this shit can be scary. I just did a ritual just a couple of hours ago. And as soon as I got done with the ritual, all you hear was this big boom. And I'm like, I'm laying in the bed at this point because I'm like, I'm done with the ritual. I'm about to go to sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, was it a crash or something outside? And all I'm keep hearing is just this boom, boom. Just keep hearing this loud noise. And I look outside and it's just this, all it is just thunder. It's this loud thunder, the energy of Oya that is coming in and saying, look, I heard your petition. I seen the ritual, and this is her sign that I'm blessing your ritual. Thunder is very powerful. And not to mention that after this ritual, one of the cards that came out was the Tower. And the Tower is Oya's energy, it's thunder, it's lightning hitting a building and it's striking it down to its foundation. And so to get that huge sign of thunder right after that, that is a good, powerful omen. And so I say all of that to say that, some of you are increasing in your gifts and you're increasing in your ashe, and you are afraid of it because it's showing you powerful manifestations. It's showing you powerful omens. Don't get afraid of your own power, because some people will get afraid and they will say, oh, I'm not going to do a ritual anymore. Because now when I do rituals, lights and stuff will flicker in the damn house and go out. These are signs of your power. You would have, and I know that it sucks because you got to replace stuff, but I've had it where electronics have short circuit, that they are completely dead now because of the rush of energy that went into that thing because of a ritual or something that I have done, and I have had to replace certain electronics because of that. But it's like, don't get afraid of those signs. This is a very powerful sign that you are increasing in your power, and what you're able to manifest is a whole lot more now. And it's like, don't get afraid. Yes, sometimes the signs can piss you off, but when those signs are coming in that powerful, it's mean that you are mastering that element. You are mastering the element of water. You are mastering the element of earth. You are mastering the element of wind. You are mastering the element of fire. And that is what we're here for. We're here for the mastery of all of these things. And so you got to learn how not to be afraid of your power. That is my spiel. The cards are already out here. I'm going to use the oracles while we are doing the video, but the cards are already out. And so let's get into this reading now. You have as the first card, as the overall energy, you have the Ace of Pentacles. A gift is getting ready to come in for you. Whenever you see any of the aces is all about gifts getting ready to come in. This could be something that you manifested. Whenever you see something in the clouds, this is something that is manifesting, that you called in. And so there's a gift that's coming in, and Spirit is telling you to be patient, with the Temperance card being the clarifier, because this thing is going to come in divine timing. But Spirit is telling you that you must be patient, because Spirit is behind the scenes working on this and bringing you this outcome that you want. Another thing I want to add is that, I had a dream about a dog, and I hate dogs. I mean, it's not that I hate dogs, I just don't prefer dogs. I've never had a relationship with a dog like that I just really wanted to keep a dog. Normally, I would keep a dog for a short period of time and I would toss that shit to somebody else, whether it's giving it to a neighbor, giving it to a friend, or giving it to my son, because we have a dog now that I really don't care for. I just don't care for dogs like that. I play with them and stuff like that. I don't have that connection that other people have with dogs. Like, I just don't see how people I don't know. People do a lot with their dogs. That's not me. And so I had a dream that, I seen this dog and we instantly bonded. And, the dog loved me and I loved the dog. And this dog started following me around and protecting me and start doing all of this stuff. He listened to me. He obeyed every last one of my commands. And I was like, no, why can't every fucking dog be like this? Whole time, I'm not going to get into the depths of this dream because, the wrong people don't need to know it. But, the dream was telling me that basically this dog was my familiar. And that, not only was this dog my familiar, but this person, the spirit was just representing themselves as a dog in my dream. Because the dream was basically telling me that, this familiar that is coming in, that it is a spirit that came in that, that wanted to build a bond with me. And it was saying that the spirit is now here to protect me. And that, this spirit is my familiar. This is a spirit that is going to walk with me on a daily basis. And, this is the energy of the dead. Remember, everything about me is the dead. My head Orisha is Oya and Palomayambe. My father is Sarabanda. I work with Anubis. In the Egyptian religion, I work with the dead in everything that I do. And so at this point, it doesn't scare me, nor does it shock me when a spirit of the dead choose to work with me, because at the end of the day, it seemed like that's my energy. I attract the energy of the dead for whatever fucking reason. And so in the dream, when I went to the dog at the end and I was rubbing the dog, I was rubbing him because it was an agency that came to my job, that they were asking if they could use the area because they had dogs that they were trying to let people in the community adopt. And so they brought all these dogs in, but it was this one dog that flocked to me, and it just stayed following me around and stuff like that and protecting me. And there was a point in the dream that the dog literally start talking like a human and start telling me things. And so finally, at the end, I went to rub the dog and to pat the dog. And as I was patting the dog, his teeth end up cutting my finger and blood end up going in the dog's mouth. And so that was the sign, because the dog didn't bite me. If the dog would have bit you or something like that, then that's witchcraft. But because blood was released, that is a coven. And so the dream was telling me that, this spirit is making a coven with me, that this spirit is choosing to walk with me and to protect me. And so it's like, the dream was telling me that this is your familiar. Your familiar is not going to be from this earthly plane, that you're going to have a physical representation. Your familiar is a spirit, and this spirit is going to attach to you now, and it's going to follow you around, and it's going to protect you just like it did in a dream, that it's going to give you advice. And so, it was a very beautiful dream that I had last night that was introducing a new spirit that is coming to me. Very beautiful. Pay attention to your dreams. So you have, and so, that's another thing too, because, remember in one of the readings, I said that, a new ally is getting ready to happen. That came out a lot in the readings. And, lo and behold, that is one of the things that came to me, but it wasn't in the physical. This is an ally that was formed in the spiritual realm. And so, sometimes we think we know what the outcome is going to be, but we got to learn how to listen to the message and allow spirit to unfold and manifest these things in the way that he sees fit. Because this may be something in the physical you're going to get. This could be something in the spiritual, but you must keep your mind and your heart open to receive what it is that spirit is trying to do in your life. So we have as the overall energy, a gift is getting ready to come to you, and pentacles doesn't always mean money. It could mean something in the physical. It's something you can see, touch, smell, suck if you want to. I don't know. You might want to. I don't know. No judgment here. Baby, do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I don't know. It could be. No judgment here. Do what you want. It's your gift. If you want to slob it down, baby, slob it down. But it's telling you that you need to have patience when it comes to this. You have in the crossing position, that's saying that this physical thing that's getting ready to come in, this a man, baby. That's why I'm saying you probably finna suck on it. This is a full-blown emperor. And it's saying that this emperor, the clarifier, that this emperor is the King of Wands. This is someone that's very attractive. And so this person's overall energy is the emperor. They possess all four of the energies of the king. They possess water. They possess air. They possess pentacles. They possess wands, which is fire. And so this emperor possess all of the elements. But when you see them, they're going to come across as the King of Wands. This is going to be someone very attractive. This is going to be someone very spiritual. This is going to be someone that has a natural charm about them, that people are drawn to them because of their beauty and because of their physical attributes. This is someone that's very sexy. The King of Wands is always sexy. It's a seductive magic. That whether this person is trying to be seductive or not, people are drawn to their seductive energy that they give out unconsciously. And so this is someone that's very attractive, that's getting ready to come into your life. And that is the gift that's being presented to you. You have as the crowning energy, which is the current energy, you have the Five of Wands that's saying there's a lot of fights that's happening right now. There's a lot of spiritual fights that's happening right now. And you have someone that has definitely been hit because they are in the energy of the Ten of Swords. This is someone that's in a lot of pain. But the clarifier is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And when the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's no longer holding to this energy. This person is learning how to let this energy go. This is someone that's no longer holding on to this negative energy. But this is someone that has been through some battles. They have been betrayed. There have been witchcraft and magic that has been thrown at this person, but they're learning how to release this energy. You have in the challenge position, you have the Seven of Pentacles, that somebody is ready to invest in you. And this is the reason why this person is coming in as giving you the Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, because somebody sees your worth. Somebody sees that you are worth it. And this person is saying that I'm going to invest in you, because their investment is going to give a return, because the clarifier is the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the deck. And so this is someone that's saying that if I invest in you, that if I give to you, if I reciprocate and give to you, that in return, what's going to come to me is going to be pure happiness. Pure happiness is going to come to me by investing in you, by seeing your worth, by acknowledging your worth, and learning how to work with you. This is someone that could be a secret admirer. Right now, this is not coming up as someone that is coming from the past. But this is someone that is sitting on their throne as the emperor, and they are looking at your worth. You have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords here. This is someone that could have witnessed your struggle. And the thing that is turning them on is that even in your struggle, you were able to lift your head up. Even in your struggle, you were able to make it through. This person is like, how in the hell did this bitch reach behind her? Because this is somebody that didn't have help. This emperor is like, how the fuck did this bitch reach behind her and pull out every fucking sword herself? You were like, look, if nobody else finna come, I'm finna pull these motherfucking swords off out of my goddamn back myself. This is somebody that you have impressed the shit out of somebody by making it through your struggle. This is somebody, it's like they're like, okay, this is no way. You should have been dead. You should have been gone. You should have been destroyed. You should have been under a curse. How the hell did you survive this? And this person is impressed. This person sees you as a powerful motherfucker, because they are like, you were able to make it out of something that nobody should have been able to make it out of. This is somebody that is very impressed. They are impressed with your energy. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles, which is all about giving. This person wants to give to you. You have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Six of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Pentacles. 3 is confirmation. This person wants to give to you. This is someone that want to give to you. Even when you add up the numbers, you got that's 12, and then 13, 14, and then 14 goes into 5, and the number of 5 is Oshun. The number of 5 is the energy of love. This is someone that I'm just adding up all the pentacles is 6, 7, and 1, and so this it equals to 5. And so that is the energy of Oshun. Somebody is impressed by what it is that you have been through. It's getting the dick hard, and it's getting them in the energy of getting ready to come in and introduce themselves. Somebody is very impressed with how you handled things, how you carried yourself, and how you made it through all of these attacks. You could have posted things on social media that people knew that you were under an attack, and this person just didn't say anything, and they watched you like a movie trying to see how you're going to get out of this and how you're going to navigate this, and they are very impressed with how you got out of this energy. This is someone that's very impressed. You have impersonator here. This could have been the person that was attacking you. That this was someone that, wanted your life, that copied your style. This was someone that was obsessed with being you. But baby, it's nothing like the real thing. Nobody want a copycat. Nobody want a fake ass off-brand. Come on now, nobody want Poochie. They said, give me Gucci. We don't want no Poochie. Poochie sound like it stank and it breaks down. Nobody want that. This impersonator tried to do its best to mess up your life. But at the end of the day, God said, when I do it, when I turn everything to good, when I turn everything to your glory. And that's exactly what God did. God allowed this person to do the things that they did in order to turn this thing around, that it will work out for your good. That now people are singing your praises. Now people are saying, what was the song that they were singing in the Old Testament? Saul killed 1,000, but David killed tens of thousands. And they were singing to the top of their lungs, and it pissed Saul the fuck off. That Saul killed 1,000 and David killed tens of thousands. And this is someone that is saying, baby, your energy is way higher than your impersonator. Your energy is way higher than your enemy. Your energy is way higher than the person that has attacked you. And this person has learned 1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 at my right hand. But bitch, it will never come near me. It will never destroy my motherfucking tent. You hear me, bitch? 1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 by my right hand, but you motherfucking fake ass bitch, it will never come near me. That's what this person is learning. You have happiness hater in the crossing energy. This person could know by doing divination or something on you that this emperor is getting ready to come in, and that this emperor is impressed with you, and this person they hate it. They hate that you're getting ready to go into happiness. Why the fuck are you going into happiness when I have tried to destroy your life? Because 1,000 may fall, 10,000 at my right hand, but bitch, it will never come near me. Because greater is he that is within me than he that is within this world. But what you need to learn is by your own words you are acquitted, and by your own words you are condemned. That very pit that you dug for me will be the very pit that you will fall in, you dirty ass motherfucker. That's what you're getting ready to learn. Shift your energy and stop focusing on my happiness. Shift your energy to the karma you're getting ready to face. What is the crowning energy? Crowning energy is fake accounts. Goddamn, every last one of these oracle cards is picking up this motherfucker. This person has did fake accounts, leaving comments and stuff under your post, creating fake comments and everything to look you up, to spy on you, lurking in the darkness. Baby, stop. You doing all that looking like, come on. I was gonna say something, I'm not gonna say it. This person, you got somebody that's really lurking in the shadows, baby. You got somebody that's really lurking in the shadows. These motherfuckers be lurking. Oh, I got a message too. Let me make sure that it's not important. My head is keep coming off. Is somebody trying to mess with your crown? Is somebody trying to mess with your covering? Because this head is keep falling off. It never do that in videos. Maybe somebody is trying to mess with your crown chakra. Now you have dusted off. Somebody is trying to dust this shit off because they're up in their heads about you. You're just dusting this shit off. It's not phasing you, but this person is up in their head about how they're gonna get you, and now you got at the bottom of the deck hooked. This person is hooked. This person is hooked on your energy. Silence understanding. Unspoken understanding creates a deep connection. This is someone that's balancing themselves with their spiritual team. This is someone that is balancing themselves with their spiritual team. Especially with all this hating ass energy, this is someone that's now balancing themselves. And it could talk about how in sync you're going to end up being with this person. Because, baby, this is a silent understanding that you flow. You flow without even speaking. Drifting apart. The connections between you and someone is fading. That's good. Because this is with the emperor. You're connecting with the emperor. But now this person that was doing magic and stuff on you is fading that shit away. This person is about to be no more in your life. Look, they got on that ship. They got on their ship and they said, look, it's not shit I can do with you. They got on that ship and they motherfucking leaving. They said off to the next country. Off to the next country. Let me see if I can get somebody there. You got gossip spreading about you, but this is getting ready to be revealed to you. What is done in the dark is always going to come to the light. It said that the righteous stumble, but we don't fall. It is about to come to the light. Every negative word, every rumor that was spoken is getting ready to come your way. It's getting ready to come to the light. We don't have to search for it. It comes to us. That's the one thing about being a child of the light. You said unmasking motivation. Some people, true motives is beginning to surface. Look at that. Now, the first oracle card had everything to do with this bitch. Everything to do with this person sending you magic. The second oracle card, everything in here is saying, now all of this stuff is about to be revealed. You're about to be balanced. This person is about to leave. Gossip and rumors is getting ready to be unveiled, and their motives. Everything is getting ready to come to you. And now you have, it's complicated. more complex than what it seems. This scheme is about to come to you. You're about to understand everything in this complicated plan. Spirit is getting ready to do something new in somebody's life. You're getting ready to go into a new season. This witchcraft and stuff like that is going to be a part of your past. That you're going to be just like me. You're going to be able to tell the story, but it's no longer affecting you. This is someone that is learning how to get in their energy. I need you guys to start understanding your dreams. If you don't understand your dreams, you need to write your dreams down. You need to go to my website. I have services where I decode dreams for you. And the only thing I ask you is to email me the dream from beginning to end, which is with as much details as possible. And that's when I will email you back a full download of what your dream is telling you. It is very important to understand what these dreams mean, because sometimes you get silly stuff where it's like, why is my truck keep turning into a bike? And it's like, I don't understand it. What is it telling me? And Spirit will reveal it to you. You must ask. You must seek. You must go to your altars and ask them, what is it that they're trying to reveal to you? Tell me this without a riddle. I hope that everybody stay blessed and in positive energy. This is the first reading for the week. Let's have a positive week and stay in positive energy.